see us and hear us now. And so can Facebook. By the way, your videos off, Prophet. YouTube, you can also see us. So we are now live everywhere. So it's all yours, Prophet.
Hello, everybody. My name is Prophet, and you, yes, you, are now at the Oakland Poetry Slam. We are Rich Oak Events, and tonight we have a great show for you. But before we get started on tonight's show, I would very much so like to let you know about how we get our events going, how we are able to like give you the free content that we give you, and that is through our Patreon sponsors and our supporters. So today's show is brought to you by the support from our generous patrons over at Patreon and from viewers like you. This show, while super rewarding, still has to abide by the merciless rules of capitalism. Every contribution given to us helps Rich Oak Events plan and budget to ensure that we are paying our featuring artists, supporting local writers, and providing a space for the East Bay community to enjoy live art. So we want to give a shout out to Jessica Kozachick, Emily Chow, Kayla Lilly, and Renee Edmonds. As a matter of fact, they give us so much support that we want to thank them twice. That's 2 times. Thank you to our patrons, Renee Edmonds, Emily Chow, and Kayla Lilly for being regulars. Thank you to Jessica Kozachick for sponsoring one of our weekly workshops. And a special, extra, super duper trooper special thank you to the amazing Alice Grimm for pledging $100 a month in support of our venue, the Allen Bluford Center in Oakland. If you enjoy what you're seeing or just love the art, if you believe in reparations and the liberation of third world people, head over to patreon.com/richoakevents. There, you can sign up for different tiers of support. Any contribution you give us helps us to meet our goals, pay our venues, and give back to our community. If this interests you, please head over to patreon.com/richoakevents. Patreon.com/rich, like Richmond, where I'm from, Oak, like Oakland, like where this slam is from, and event, like what we're doing right now. Or you could donate to our Cash App, hashtag Rich Oak Event, or our Venmo at Rich Oak Slam. Thank you for your support, and now we can move on with the show. So, we really love being able to do free writing workshops. We really love being able to do all of these events, but they're not free. Unfortunately, they come with a price tag. So we have a GoFundMe up that we are here to ask for support for. It's very important that you put your money where your mouth is when it comes to the art, because let's keep it real. When you are in the arts, most people will ask you to display your talent for no pay or for very little pay. So yeah, we ain't about that life. You know, we believe that if you express your art, you deserve to be paid for it. And we're all about that. So if you can go to gofundme.com/f/support-rich-oak, it will be a huge help in making sure that we are able to pay our features, to give out cash money for the rest of our fiscal year. It'll be a huge help in making sure that we're still able to continue to do these events. We thank you for your support, and the only way we'll be able to continue doing what we're doing is with continued support. Now that I got that out the way, are we ready to talk about what we all are here for tonight? Because I sure am. We got a really good plan for you all. We got cash prizes that we're going to be giving out at the end. It's going to be hella lit. So basically, I grew up an Oakland Raiders fan. I'm not a Traders fan. You know, I don't like that Vegas team now. But, you know, I grew up not liking rules. However, in the slam, rules are very necessary. As a matter of fact, they're some of the most important parts of the show, unfortunately. So in our slam, our rules are you have 3 minutes to share whatever you want, and you get a 10-second grace period. But at 3 minutes and 11 seconds, your score starts to take a tumble. Um, Points will be lost after the grace period, and at 4 minutes, you will be muted, or we will play some music over you. We have done it before. It's not fun at all. It's really not. So please keep your poems at 3 minutes and 10 seconds or less. Um, you will not be dinged if you give a content warning. If you have a poem about a very sensitive subject, you will not be dinged for a sound check. So if you give us a sound check right before you get into your poem, you're fine until you start performing your poem. There are no props, no musical accompaniment, and the top 5 poets will move on to round 2. But considering what the sign up list is looking like, I believe everybody is getting into round 2 tonight. For our judges, okay, so at a funeral, most people would rather be the dead body than be the one giving the eulogy. So, in a lot of people's eyes, it's the poets and the performers that have the hardest job tonight. In my eyes, it's the damn judges. Y'all got the most brutal job of all tonight. Y'all gonna have to put points next to poetry. Who does that? Whose idea was that? Oh, that fucking bastard. Who decided to put points to poetry? I don't know, but we gotta do it anyway. So how are we gonna do that? You're going to give between the score of a 0.0 and a 10.0. A 0.0 is like you get bankrupt, the bank takes your house and your car, like you got to move your whole family in your grandmama house. And not only that, but like an earthquake causes your grandmama's house to like crash in on itself when nobody's home. So yeah, a 0.0 is essentially like the worst day in the history of life. A 10.0 is not just Jesus turning water into Hennessy. A 10.0 is like Bernie Sanders being elected president in November and then saying, you know what? Nah, like I'm tired of old white men holding this title. And then he relinquishes it to somebody black and young, like a Nina Turner, or, like somebody who is a woman of color, like AOC. And then we have like the most progressive administration in the world's history. Like a 10 is like all of your school debt and all of your credit card debt just being erased because it's Tuesday. That's what a 10 is. So not a whole lot of zeros, not a whole lot of 10s. We're going to have a sacrificial poet in a minute after I get done saying the rules. That'll help you calibrate. It'll help you kind of get in the mood of giving scores to poems. They're not going to count. They're not a competitor. They're just to get you judges ready. And yes, you're going to basically gauge how you feel about everybody that performs tonight based on how you feel about the sacrificial poet. Hello, but I'll get into that in a minute. Next part is the audience rules. Okay, this is going to be the easiest job tonight. The audience rules are this: like, share, and subscribe to our Instagram, our Twitter at Oakland Slam, and our Facebook at the Oakland Poetry Slam. We do so many events that it is a great idea to follow all of our pages, and Oakland Slam is going to be a great freaking follow. We want you to comment on the feed. We want you, whatever platform you're looking on, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, it doesn't matter what platform you're looking on. We very sincerely want you to show these poets how you feel about their work. Let's keep it real. The Rona has fucked everything and everybody up. It is not fun to be in your house 24/7. It's not fun to be isolated from your friends and family like this. It's not fun to enjoy going to shows, and then when you do it online, there's no soul or no feeling. So the only way we can bring the soul back into this show is by having y'all let the poets know in the comment sections, in the live stream, how you feel and what's going on. Like how they make you like what, not just how they make you feel, but how they make you love listening to art, how they inspire you. Just tell them everything, good and bad, and how they make you feel. But just know, we want you to be more enthusiastic than you would be at a slam in person. But freedom of speech is not freedom from accountability. Because this is online, it's not like we can we can walk outside and, like engage in fisticuffs or anything like that. But Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram will flame you if you say something out of pocket. So please keep it respectful because disrespect does get returned, unfortunately. Um, with that said, are we ready to get this show started? If so, I'm gonna need y'all to say, "Spill the blood."
Spill the blood.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So to get us started, we have a sacrificial poet that is also an Oakland native. I'm super excited to hear their poem. Please show your love for the amazing, the indomitable Tino.
Yeah.
Wow. Gang. Welcome everybody to Oakland Slam. What's up, y'all? It's Tino. Mic check.
You are heard.
We learn to move in the wind with the most intimate of discretions. Migrate to the rhythm of old cumbia steps of an early October. Beat out bells of flower pollen and wait for the right seasons for us to repopulate. One of the first words I ever learned in Spanish is mariposa. I remember falling in love with the way freedom flew with every pronounced syllable and wanting to surrender to desire, becoming one with the air too. I've seen my parents transform their limbs into wings and transcend the US-Mexican border more times than I can count with my hands. Seen the stories would float, even when they were thrown out of the sky. They said that others will love their bed for their children. 3 monarch butterflies migrate north in February and then back down south in October to continue their existences. Not once they ever concerned themselves with fences for my family. It was a tragic love story between an American dream and La Migra. Seen this film unfold like a broken record as they migrate and are then deported and migrate again to support it once more. And I wonder if anybody else has remembered these events like had memorized the changes to the seasons. 5, as of 2015, the monarch is a risk of becoming an endangered species. 6, I remember my parents would tell stories of them crossing La Frontera. I imagine them as butterflies and not the traumas they had endured. It's easy for me to dream of them in perfect symmetry. Their fragile wings being picked up by the air seem to cross dry. Deserts for days, dying dehydration, and dangers that come with being undocumented. 7, if you touch a butterfly's wings, it will lose its ability to fly. It will die attempting to reach its destination. And this is why my parents always taught me to move with my feet. 8, no matter where I go, my mom will always be present in my cooking. She will be the one stirring the pot and flipping the tortillas when my belly is sick. And familiarity is how I know I will keep her legacy alive. 9, apa. These hands have the capacity to write you the finest of poetry, but they will always have the capacity to cook and nourish the belly to remind me if you are dining with me, this will be our home tent. Our definition of home has never been the most stable. No white picket fence or nuclear family dynamic has ever existed itself in our family albums. There is nothing symmetrical about these images. No household in the backdrop or welcome mat to step on. Monarchs are not known for having homes. Instead, constantly migrating so the next generation can survive. 11, love has always been a struggle between everything calls, knowing that they're leagues away from you just to hear them say mijo. Till lullaby your parents' voice from the sky above you is falling. 12, we are monarchs, soaring with holes in our wings and at times consuming the deadliest of pollens because we're trying so hard to survive. This is why we are going extinct. 13, one day I'll break my limbs, grow wings into place and fly south, fly home.
Can y'all please show your love for Tino in that amazing poem you just heard?
Yeah.
Okay, it's still early in the show. We getting adjusted. I ain't gonna get on y'all helmets yet. But thank you for sharing that. Judges, please get your scores to Chardonnay by way of Colin expeditiously. You should see Colin's name. Yes, it looks like we got at least 1, maybe 2 judges slipping. So can we please, please, please get those scores? As a matter of fact, I know it feels kind of rude to give a score before the poem is over, but roughly three quarters through the poem, you have an idea of what score you're going to give. So please, 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 please give your score to our scorekeeper, uh, Colin. Let's just say scorekeeper is Colin tonight. Um, so, before I call up the first poet of the first round tonight, um, I just want to let you know that before we started tonight's show, we had a writing workshop. That writing workshop was led by Tino, and I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the most fire workshops that I've participated in a while. Like I like that writing workshop more than any writing workshop that I've ran like in the last year. It was amazing. And you can experience the awesomeness of our writing workshops at 7 p.m. before every single workshop of ours. So please do keep posted on our pages for when our workshops are because you don't want to miss them. And now, finally, the slam has come back to Oakland. And to bring up to the stage our first poet of the night, just to get the festivities off right, please show your love and give maximum love and maximum noise to Christina. Oh my God, please correct me if I butcher your last name. Christina Olage.
Hello, mic check.
Let's go. We can hear you.
Adorn thyself, for thy body is a holy vessel, your righteous anger shining like minerals formed by the compression beneath tons of ancient slabs. You are the crystalline product, perfection. All anxious acne, all tambourine chin, all sunken eye sockets of an artist, wavy baby hairs bleaching in the sun, jiggly pale chicken legs swinging, you open-eyed empath with too much of that comfortable melancholy, those 90s slow jam, scraggly baby dyke daydream shoulders. Adorn thyself with a blinding light, a gold chain of forgiveness, every one that denied the child in you, a child that already forgives you, a child that sees you and says you are the shit and cusses in front of everyone at recess in some baby blue board shorts and matching tank top because they too are the shit. The minds of mere men know not what to do when they see you, rebuking performative poltergeist masculinity, old ghosts like mountains, violent fire breaching the surface by self-ignition, collision. Ha! I know this ritual too. First you flow fast, all at once become cold, harden thyself, detach your glacier-cut concave heart. Ha! We are of the same clay in the dawn of our creation. Don't come for me just because you are still open wound and refuse to heal. Don't call me sensitive. I don't accept injection of Novocaine words. No one deserves my energy but my own damn spirit. Why don't you let fire make room for wildflowers in your meadow? Form newfound boundaries once you are unbound. Just wait and see what grows. Adorn thyself in love, the kind that takes the time it takes to walk with you up that incline, reaches the top with you, releasing heat from every epidermal cell, tethered to this plane only by a single inhale, exhale, oxygen still too slow to catch up to the velocity of blood in your veins, recovers with you, drunk off brain alchemy in praise of the divine, baptized in her water. Only then will thy heavenly body say, Amen.
Let's go. Gang.
Put it up. Let's go. I need some noise. I need some noise for that poem.
Woo!
Like immediately.
Woo!
Okay, okay, I thought the folks in the Zoom was a little bit Hollywood. Like, what? We can't show love. Thank you so much for sharing that poem, Christina. So I have failed y'all because I kind of forgot to tell y'all the whole like on deck in the whole thing. And the whole means that you are third up to the stage. On deck means that you are not coming up right now, but you will be next after the person coming up right now. And being born means that you are about to touch the stage right now. Summertime, you are in the hole. Reggie, you are on deck. And coming up to the stage right now, being born, as if it's their birthday all over again. Please show your love for Bambi.
Woo!
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love this poet.
We're letting them get ready.
Hello. Can y'all hear me?
We hear you.
And we can hear you.
I had a dream my father killed me. Dragged me by the dreadlocks into a dark hole. I woke up before he could slice my neck with a paintbrush. Understand, my father is not a villainous man. And yet, I can so easily see him attempt to paint me into a quiet, soft mumble against carved out piece of wet sketchbook paper drifting away at the nearest river. I try not to poetry my father into a deadbeat. Try to emphasize, but he came back. Eventually, I floated myself to his resting spot near the waterway. Say I love him, and he loves me too. FaceTimed him the other day, but we never talk about him leaving. See, my father hides from truth like I have learned to. Crosses out our past as if you can white out your mistakes. Teach them like edits. I once believed I edited my father home. Poemed him into a special guest. See, I've always been my father's child. Think I have more of him running through my veins than anything else. Once I had a dream my father apologized for leaving me alone. Then I woke up to the same abandonment issue, sat at my writer's desk. He calls it inspiration and nicknames me healthy, and that is true artistic slaying, being forgotten and resurrected for art's sake, being erased and rewritten and rewritten and rewritten until I have the gravitas to rewrite my father into someone who always loved me. See, Father, I was so afraid of you dragging me back into that dark hole I had to climb myself out of. And where were you? Is this what you were hiding from? My pain, my voice, your guilt dragged me, Father. You seem to be dragging me along a river of regret. I am nothing if not following you, treading backwards in the footprints you made so as to appear like you never made them at all. Is it my fault you weren't there? Wherever you went, could you not take me with you? I try so hard not to poetry my father into a pencil end, like a being that is there until he is not, that will love you until he doesn't, that can white out the mistake that is you. Better yet, a reflection of the same water I came from, the same river I might evolve into.
Please
Let's
make
go.
maximum noise. Please make some maximum noise. Okay, that's a little bit better. A little bit better. Man, okay. I'm not going to say what I was about to say because I don't want to come off biased or like I'm swaying the judges. But I really don't envy the judges' job tonight because god damn, I love the way we started the show. So thank you again for sharing that poem, Bambi. I just want to let y'all know that you are slacking on your macking and tripping with nowhere to be unpacking if you don't subscribe to our Instagram or our Twitter for all three of our accounts, Berkeley Slam, Oakland Slam, and Rich Oak Alchemy. We do so much dope shit. Y'all gotta subscribe to us. If you don't already, then please fix that. Get your life. I need you to get your life. But with that said, on deck is, oh, my bad, I forgot to give y'all scores. So for the Sacrificial Poet Tino, we got a 28.8. It's a math score. For Christina, we got a 26.9, an even more math score. Yeah, it looks like I'll be able to harass the fuck out the judges tonight, so that's gonna be fun. So yeah, I gave you the scores: a 28.8 for Tino, 26.9 for Christina. On deck we have Summertime, but being born on the stage right now, like not right now, but right now is Reggie. Please show some love.
Gang.
Let's go.
Love
Can
is
y'all hear me?
love.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Lit. One, the sea is a vengeful spirit. I know because I have sat on every beach and heard it whisper of blood and forced migration. I know because there is a bad omen on the wind. Typhoons speak of rage. Hurricanes speak of conquest throwing children overboard. When the Atlantic spills herself into the blackest parts of the South, that is no act of God. It is not a natural disaster. It is a lineage of violence emerging from the depths that drowns my people. It is legacy of neglect that bursts the levees. Only a graveyard could whip up a storm with that much death swelling the tides past this boundary, so believe me. The ocean came to finish what America started. 2. Where do I return to if not the ocean? My country drowns home out of vocabulary and makes a beach of my mouth. My tongue is too heavy to float in this language. Where do I return to if not the salt and the sand? When everything starts to erode away, you get to the root of grief. For instance, my mother will cry if you ask her about her mother, or this country will riot when you ask it about who it truly believes in. We crossed an ocean worth of blood, so death must return to the Atlantic. Dead bodies do not return home, so ancestors do not undrown or uncrowd a slave ship. The ocean is not vengeful. It is obedient. America said, open your mouth, and it swallowed all of this country's ghosts. I asked it to show me it's dead, and the currents turned straight to blood. This tide is the only thing that pulls me in close. Even my mother's hands will become water to hold me, her voice cresting when she tells me that I was made to float, and my lungs returning to the waves that failed to claim me.
Fire.
I need more noise than that. I need a little bit more noise than that. Can we get a little bit more noise?
That was so fire.
Sounds like y'all getting fatigued. Thank you for supplying sufficient noise for that. Judges. I for sure, like in my heart of hearts, do not envy the job that y'all have to do tonight. But I thank y'all for doing the job that you have to do tonight. So that was Reggie. I would like you to know that we have a YouTube page. It is Bay Poets Unite. And honestly, some of the poets that you are hearing on tonight's stage are featured in some of the videos on our YouTube page, also known as Fake Poets Unite. So if you really love poetry, if you really love the Bay Area, and if you really love Bay Area poetry, then I'm gonna need you to subscribe to Bay Poets Unite on at YouTube. But with that said, the previous poet Bambi got a 29.3. Not bad, not bad. Could be better. Could be better. Just a little bit. But with that said, coming up to the stage right now, the last poet of the first round before we get into this amazing ass feature that I haven't mentioned much yet. But let's just say like this, like y'all are in for a treat when the feature touches the stage. But right before that happens, the last poet of the first round coming up to the stage, not right now, but right now, is Summertime.
Woo!
Thank you, everyone. Mic check, please.
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay. Trigger warning, suicide. If I died tonight, will I earn my song? A eulogy of erythrocytes from my own hands. Nails, jagged edges carving at my flesh like captives seeking refuge in the thimbles of light that illuminate rock bottom. Hello again, darkness. The edge of the fourth story. The final breath escaping my last life embers. I almost missed you. That last high that let me feel, that painted my lily flesh in tingling coruscation. I thought I was better. I thought I was sane. I'm caught in a cycle. Sinuous waves of emotion, fantasies of auto-vivisection. Never have I heard blood-filled fascia release, unfurled crimson layers. How does it smell? What does it sound like? Will it write me? Will it ground me? They tell me stop, as if 4 letters could break my frenzied mind. As if 4 letters could make it better. No. As difficult as it is, tonight is not the night. No angels will sing my song. Thank you.
Let's
Can
go.
we please make a little bit more noise for that? I love that poem.
Good job, Summertime.
Okay. Man, judges, usually I'm notorious for being a hard ass to the judges, but y'all got such a hard job tonight. It's intense. Thank you for sharing that poem, Summer. Before I call up the feature, I do want to let it be known once again that tonight is not just to celebrate Black History Month. Tonight is not just to celebrate Black poets, Black artists, Black struggle and triumph. We are also raising money so that the things that we've been putting on for you since the pandemic began can continue to happen. Tonight we are here of the many good causes that we have brought to you all and that you all have supported so beautifully over these last few months. Our latest cause is to continue doing these shows and organizing these events. So please support our GoFundMe by going to gofundme.com/f/support-rich-oak, also known as gofundme.com/f/support-rich-oak. It is very important that you support Black artists, Black organizations, especially in the middle of a pandemic with so many businesses closing. We can't do this without you. And with your help, we've been able to not only maintain, but we've been able to grow during this pandemic. And all we're asking for is just enough finances to be able to get through the fiscal year so that we can continue to give out prize money and support the Bay Area artistic and poetry scene. Now that I got that out the way, about this feature though. So, You want the hood bio first or the official bio first? I'm curious to know.
The hood bio.
Okay, hood bio first. Okay. So the first time I heard this nigga spit, I'm thinking, okay, he looks like a '90s character, you know, like a '90s cartoon character with like the high top fade, you know, because you know all the black characters in cartoons had high top fades for some reason. They couldn't draw a black character that didn't have one. I was thinking, okay, it'll be like listening to my cousin Skeeter perform a poem or something, right? I had no idea what to expect. And then the moment he opened his mouth, bro, it was like the heavens opened, the seas shook, like Moses came out his grave and, you know, Ghost rode a chariot. It was fucking great. The quality. Somebody just said, okay, the Static Shock is on HBO Max. Okay, that's real. That's real. That was the, like, literally, it was the only character that didn't have a high top fade, and he had dreadlocks. So, like, okay, those were the only two hairstyles that they knew how to draw or animate for black folks. But yeah, all I was saying though is that like Damani Thomas's writing will make you feel things in places that you didn't know that you could feel things or have places. It's a spiritual experience and it's hella deep. So from one hood nigga to another, I am super excited for this feature and super excited to have you back on our platform. So now to the official bio. Damani Thomas is a queer Black visual theorist, horror enthusiast, and writer from Oakland, California, Ohlone territory. Damani has received fellowships from the Watering Hole, Foglifter Literary Journal, and Bakanal de Afrique via Afro Urban Society. His work has been published by the Auburn Avenue, the Anna, Youth Speaks, Mary, a Journal of New Writing, and shortlisted for the 2020 Penrose Poetry Prize. His current work obsesses over what it means to create intimacy under total surveillance. Damn, nigga, how your bio a poem? See, that's what I'm talking about. See, y'all got a sample of what y'all about to get. So for y'all to see the real thing, the authentic, the amazing, you know, the native and defender of Oakland, please give it up for the amazing, the incredible Damani Thomas.
Come on now. In this, yes, with the earrings, coming out here looking like this, looking like fun.
Let's go. Come on.
I see you, FDK. I see you, FDK.
He's better.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for all the love so far. Yo, Prophet called me a '90s character. That's the best description. So for those of you in the Zoom call, I'm placing a Google Doc if you want to read along with me or like for any reason. And for those of you watching, I think that there should be the same Google Doc placed at home, like if you have different like auditory like processing needs and whatnot. Yeah, my name is Damani. I'm currently in Oakland, California, or well, like not currently in Oakland, but Oakland is Ohlone territory. We should remember that. Yeah, and so I'm gonna do some poems for y'all. Super excited to feature at Oakland Slam and get to read with all these poets that are doing really amazing work. Yeah, we're gonna go on a journey. And if you've seen me feature before, you know that I rarely like to end on heavy, sad notes. So we're gonna go on a ride. It's gonna be great. If you can, do this motion. Yeah, everyone. You might ask why, because you're gonna buckle up. Okay, we're buckling up, we're going on a ride. All right. Okay, first, so I've been thinking a lot about 2020 and how to like process that because it was a shit show. So this first poem is titled Before 2020. Before 2020, my skincare was mud mask and charcoal facial, ginger shots and immunocompromised tourmaline dangle bronze around the neck, Oversized halos drape my shoulders like Christmas plaid. Before college graduation, before pure sage, before lavender, Louisiana Piccadilly and Mama Rhett's house. You learn even mosquitoes have a type. Before the hurricane, Mardi Gras parade sharp. After the hurricane, Stephen lost his name to the wind water and towels lined the bathroom crevice to keep accidents away. Before ABC Family rebranded, before Skittles were a weapon, before Black Eyed Peas on New Year's for good luck and call me when you get home was mandatory. Before this, I was alive and thought living was fair. All right, so that's the first one. That poem was actually written in the Green Room Writing Collective workshop, and that workshop was led by Cassandra Myers. Cassandra hosted or was the feature maybe a week or so ago. So yeah, check out their work. So this next poem is titled Not an Ode. And I wrote this after I went for, if you're from Oakland, you know that people like to make memorials in a lot of different ways. So there's obviously, grave sites, but people in Oakland will also make portraits of people on white tees or make tombstones out of styrofoam cups and will like put them in chain link fences. And so I was going for a run and I saw these people making like an RIP sign out of bottles. So this is titled Not an Ode. Liquor bottle memorial, glass altar, my heaven-bound memory, resting point for spirits made of spirits. This liquor store currency, this grown folk juice, this discount elegy. The world is ending and we recycle grief. Turn funeral arrangements into birthday party favors. Coke bottle candle, Corona christening, Modelo morn and on my 6th birthday, I blew into a bottle's mouth. Imagine blowing out the candles and hearing back alley band. Sugar Ocean responds makeshift orchestra for the almost rich. Maybe more like string lights and smiles and wind instrument blown before the war. On drugs was an attack on us folk of spirit skin. Amateur alchemists, what magic? All heavens are made of spray paint and blank canvas. Whatever dead thing is buried, I promise you, we will find them. We meaning those who tuck memories behind the ears for later. We being those who think corporate buildings coloring books for public good. What crime? To grave rob, to let these tiny lighthouses call them home. Pardon us for being so in tune with the dead that we transcend the eye's vocabulary. Dissenter, tomb robber, all Western terms made to snitch on Western terms, but where were we? Oh yes, my niggas said abolish the funeral industrial complex. They planted some rose seeds in the intersection, caught Mike before he left, said take a bouquet before you go, and if they come for you, weave flowers in your hair. Lilies, orchids, carnations, funeral flowers. Play dead. If there's anything the West knows how to do, it's call a thing an object instead of what they truly are. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, I have maybe 3 more for you. This next poem, it's really a mandatory plug for that chapbook or the book I'm writing. I'm really interested in how we like build intimacy when there's so many like surveillance technologies everywhere. Like there was this thing on Twitter where everyone was like, my FBI agent is watching me like cry, watching the perks of being a wallflower, right? Like all of these things, like what does it mean when we're always being watched? Yes. So this next poem is The Black Irish Native Creole Discusses the One Drop Rule. And for those of you that don't know, the one drop rule was a law that asserts that anyone with even one Black ancestor is considered Black. And this was often used to like disenfranchise people and keep them from voting, maintaining power structures, blah, blah, blah. So yeah. Before the FBI, CIA, NSA, I skip pleasure and focus on vanity. I'm a stir fry of people that never happened. In one story, my forced reproduction is a few generations away from an almost ballad. In another, my birth is a few consents away from a love song. To be honest, I'm an internalized anti-Black 6, but a paper bag 10. I'm like somewhat attractive when I cut my hair off. I can pass the paper bag test if I stay inside for seasons and corpse. I come out sick and lose most of my limbs, but have all my rights. Before I was Black, I was a citizen somewhere. I was one vote from retirement. I was called satellite and they meant sun you can hold without burning. Angel thing watching over. I voted for a manifest destiny of no one's sacrifice and was given a blood test. I'm told I'm part type abolitionist and drapetomaniac. In the midst of all this blood, sweat, and tears, there was cum, and we strained out sperm like fresh rice to keep the white. My grandfather closets his bad leg and canes for his unemployment check. I'm bitter that I'm not more ambiguous, more exotic, more water ripple, more nude color. Rumor has it, Thomas Jefferson let his slave children escape as a gift. Here's the story of the marriage that almost was. Here's the mixed baby that passes and the family deported. I'm sure my great-grandsomethings would have loved to blend into passport. To forget there is an ocean I am afraid of and lusting over all at once. My blood quanta forgets the war and in exchange my blood quanta blisters. My Blackness hijacks the conversation, asks, what does the Black native say to the Black Irish? If I wasn't killable, I'd be killable. I'd be promises at noon and pipeline by evening. I'm looking for a percentage. How many love stories ended in sorry for my blood to thin? Cool. All right, I have two more. Thank you for listening so far. Listening is hard, so I appreciate you. Yeah, this next poem is for Black folk and is about the dynamics that occur when in America. So, yes. It's titled, Ahaha, Let Me Leave, but first. I don't believe in Black America. I believe in accountability. I believe we worked with the tools we were given and some of us built deadly things. I know some slurs that led to some of our deaths, and some of us turned those into opportunity, and some of us turned those into visitor passes when the bodies were burning. I had writer's block until my taxes bombed another country. I hyphen and say told you so. Some 20-something loses consciousness elsewhere and I gain consciousness here. Call it bloody academics, a university degree. I majored in voyeurism and apathy, honors in whatever licks the tomb clean. They taught me citizen only means something when it calls my family to justify non-consent. American is a placeholder in someone else's nightmare. Left side, jazz American, blues American, red line American, gap-teethed American, lineage American, coconut oil proverb American, pomegranate honey American, shea butter American, coconut oil proverb American. Right side, hyphen accomplice, hyphen angry, hyphen sad, hyphen invasion, hyphen conquest, hyphen manifest the destiny is a genderless costume, hyphen my mama warned me about you. A contrapuntal for the Black American. Jazz accomplice, red line angry, gap teeth sad, lineage invasion, pomegranate conquest, shea butter manifest destiny is a genderless costume, coconut oil proverb, my mama warned me about you. All right, this is my last poem for y'all. Yes, I wanted to end on a lighter note. I don't know how to measure energy on Zoom, but yeah. So if you go into the doc, there's a painting. It's called Sugar Shack by Ernie Barnes. It was featured in Good Times. It's a really great painting that I think y'all should look up. So this is in a phrastic after Sugar Shack by Ernie Barnes, or And I Hope You Like Me Because I'm Nervous. And this was written at The Watering Hole, which is a great writing workshop I think people should apply to. And this was written with John Murillo. So a phrastic after Sugar Shack by Ernie Barnes. I'm pounds of bastard son and twin thig here, and all the women that raised me are once removed from the South and know how to move slick and dark like all things Southern's supposed to. And I got knees that can wait in line at the DMV for you, and legs that can do every dance twice. And anyway, I'm dressed to the nines and everyone stares at me, and I feel lonely, but then I see you, and I'm here in eyeliner and silk. And why you here on a work night and mind your business? And why don't you let me burn what's been eating me up all week? Cause I got no time to calcify, and my legs ain't gonna be this needy forever. And let tomorrow be tomorrow, and let everything not here stay home and call me beautiful tonight. Get nothing from it but a shimmy and a Lindy hop and twist, and that'll pop the top off a dill pickle jar. And one bought it for me, but tonight I tell everyone I love I bought it for you. And maybe I have a crush on you that's work week long, and maybe we should hang out in a place that's whites only, and let that be a metaphor for something pretty. And maybe we should hold hands like it means something, and it doesn't. It's just my legs are jello, and I need someone I trust for the walk home. Thank you for having me tonight. Yeah, if the organizers haven't said it enough, please make sure you donate to their GoFundMe, which I think should also be in the comments, and on the Rich Oak Oakland Slam Berkeley Slam page. Make sure you donate. Yeah, because they actually pay artists. Hello. Yeah, make sure you can keep paying people, and make sure you can keep paying the staff. Please stay for the second round of the slam, because there's going to be some great poems. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that, Damani. I got a question for you.
Oh my God.
Damani, how can we support you? Where can we find your work?
I'm really bad at posting my work, but if you were to Google Damani Thomas poems, some should pop up on the Anna or the Auburn Avenue, or Instagram at Damani Writes.
Bay Poets Unite.
How can we support you with money, though?
My Cash App is my name currently. Oh, you were saying?
Do you have a chat book or anything like that? Can you give us your Venmo and Cash App?
I have a chat book that's out of print, but and if anyone wants it, feel free to reach out and I can like print it and try and mail it to you. But yeah, currently working on another chapbook that should be out the end of the year or early 2022. So.
All right, thank you for letting us know. I tried to give y'all a warning. I tried to tell y'all what to expect, at least a little bit, you know, and I couldn't do it justice. I could not find the right adjectives to like just fit the description of how amazing Damani's poetry is. So thank you for sharing that. Damn, I know I'm supposed to host the slam right now, but it's really hard to talk when all your words and your breath just get snatched out of you. I'm gonna give it a shot. But by the way, in the first round, Reggie received a 29. I'm still waiting for the last score of the first round, but we'll figure it out. But while I am waiting for that final score of the first round, I needed Christina's score. Oh wow, I think I was looking at the list backwards. Was I looking at the list backwards? Yes, I was looking at the list backwards. So yes, I have everybody's score but Summertime. So yes, I definitely need Summer score. Reggie received a 29, Bambi received a 29.3, Christina received a 26.9, but I am still waiting for Summer score. But while I'm waiting for Summer score,
so I'm sorry to interrupt, Prophet, but Jamie, I need your score for summer. That is what we are waiting for. So if
okay.
you get that to me ASAP.
All right. See, we figuring it out. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much, Char. Can we please have a round of applause for our amazing scorekeeper, Chardonnay? I don't think Char gets enough credit for like the amazing work that they do. So like, yeah, like a round of applause or something. Thank you for doing that great work. And since it looks like that score will be soon coming, I would like to bring up to the stage, since I'm, apparently dyslexic and I read this list backwards as hell. I am so ashamed of myself for not reading this list correctly. Yeah, please show your love for the first poet of the next round. Please make some noise for Summertime.
Woo! Yeah.
Thank you. Mic check, please.
We can hear you.
Perfect. So I just wrote this one in the workshop, which was awesome, and I'm just gonna read it off to you. My ribcage an ornate crossguard, my skull a pommel, 2 amber gems crushed under the weight of a gilded foil. Long and slender, I am remembered. Chips from bludgeonings forcibly forgotten, I begin to rust with raspy voice. My metal sounds with every impact in a reversed crescendo. I pray each will be my last, but my words never forgotten. Thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, we can make a little bit more noise than that.
Hey.
It was short and sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you for that poem, Summer. So I kind of wanted to plug our GoFundMe one more again because it's very important that you support poets. It's very important that you support artists in the middle of a pandemic. And yeah, like it's hard to get feature artists to come here if we're not able to pay them. It's hard to inspire people to want to share their poetry for money if they don't have the money incentive. And we very much so believe in paying artists for their work. Would you go to a doctor? Would you go to a fucking neurosurgeon and be like, look, okay, I think my mama needs brain cancer. I'm gonna need you to do that brain cancer surgery for the free, just so that you can get some exposure. Will we do that to a surgeon? No? I thought so. Then why is it that we do it for artists? So please support your local art and please go to GoFundMe.com/F/support-rich-oak. Because yeah, we love the support that we have received every time we've made money for Black organizations that are doing great nonprofit work. When we made money for survivors of sexual assault and domestic abuse, and now we are trying to raise money for ourselves so we can continue to put on these programs. Go to GoFundMe.com/F/support-rich-oak. And now that I have gotten that out of the way, I think somebody just gave me a score. Let me check the chat real quick. All right. So Summer's first round score was a 25.7. Can y'all please say boo or fuck the judges or
Fuck
something
the
disrespectful?
judges. Fuck them.
Oh, wow.
Disrespect
Okay. I was
classes.
wrong. I never got the first round score. That was for round 2.
Never
Okay,
mind.
I didn't get her first round score. Can somebody tell me her first round score or their first round score? This is crazy. Oh, okay. Their first round score is a 26.8 for Summer, and for the second round score, it was a 25.7
Ew. Ew, judges.
Let's
Ew.
boo the fuck out of those scores.
Boo.
And please, let's make extra noise for the poet, because that hurt my feelings. I ain't even involved. Please, let's make some noise for the poet.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Go
We support.
Beautiful.
We support poets, not scores. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, let me go ahead and let you know who's all about to touch the stage. So in the hole, that means third up to the stage is Christina Olagwe or Olage. If I am butchering your last name, please correct me because I don't like messing people's names up. So third to the stage is Christina. You are in the hole. On deck is Bambi. And being born on this stage right now, about to have a full ass baby, is Reggie.
Gang, gang, gang.
Can y'all hear me?
Indeed.com.
Every white man's family tree got enough niggas swaying from the branches to mistake our blood for their lineage. Subjugation becomes misinformation, becomes rewritten history, becomes slave rape, rebranded as an American love story. Look back into my family tree, and there are only white hands grasping at black necks. There is always a history of control. Racism does not care who your mother claimed to love. It will still crawl from your throat to call me a nigger, then expect an apology from me afterwards. A white man calls me a nigger and says he means brother, says kinship is a spiritual thing, but forgets that his ancestral violence will silence my ancestral rage. History nooses its hands around my throat, and here I am, another conquered nigger renamed domesticated. White folks think the family pets still count as family. Will name the dog a better name than the blackest parts of their legacy. Your family tree is nothing but a lynch mob, a black body swaying in the breeze. The justice that slips through our blood-soaked fingers. White men who say nigga mean nigger. White men who say nigger mean dead. White men are violent, have been violent, will always be violent as long as the blood on their hands is allowed to evaporate into history or water the ground to nourish the roots of their bigotry. White men who say nigga paved the way for white men who say nigger, who paved the way for white men to kill niggers. They named us dead before they named us at all. They named us before we could name ourselves. Now, every word we pass down to our children carries a legacy of death. I want a country that will claim me when there is no benefit, when it does, or destruction when it doesn't. I want my name to be more than flesh caked underneath the fingernails of the first white man who tries to claim me. But every syllable in this colonizer's tongue tastes like blood-soaked cotton. There is no name in this language that does not describe who owns my body. There is no history in this country that does not contain all of my family's ghosts.
More noise, please. I need lots more noise.
That was dope.
What?
Let's go.
Now? The fuck?
The closer my eardrums are to splitting, the better I know the show is going. That's how I gauge it. If I can't hear by the end of the night, it's been a great night. So thank you for that, and thank you for that poem, Reggie. On deck is going to be Christina, and by the way, Summer in round 2 got a 25.7. Still waiting for Reggie's score. So judges, I've been a little bit too lenient with y'all. So now I see I'm gonna have to be a hard ass tonight. Please give me those damn scores. Like, by the time the poet is over, you should either be pressing the send button or you should have already sent the score. sometimes the last line or two will sway your opinion of the score, but it will only be by a decimal or two. Please get that score in ASAP. I can't stress that enough. And also, there are a lot of shows going on here in the Bay Area, and we want to be able to shout out some of them. So, Santa Cruz Word Church happens every. Wait, are they still meeting on Mondays? Okay, I'm sorry. Santa Cruz Word Church is now currently on hiatus. But when they are doing shows, you can find them on IG Live every Monday at Legendary Collective. And we have another show. And you want to know how long you're gonna have to wait? It's gonna be fucking forever. It's gonna feel like a year before our next show. You know why? Because it's tomorrow. So Berkeley Slam is tomorrow night. It's going to be the same time as tonight's show. It's going to be same time, slightly different place, and it's going to be fire. So please, every Wednesday, you can support us on IG, on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter at Berkeley Slam. And yeah, we have the writing workshop at 7, hosted by the Features every Wednesday. And tomorrow's feature just so happens to be another Bay Area legend by the name of Sean William, also known as Inner City. So please come out to Berkeley Slam tomorrow, because that's going to be fucking amazing. Check out the Berkeley Slam page for more information on how to sign up or how to tune in. And you're going to be hella happy that you attended. And now that I've plugged a little bit of some other shows going on in the Bay Area, I wanted to say once again that Christina is on deck and coming up to the stage right now, being all the way born. This is like a whole rebirthing process. Please show your love for Bambi.
Yeah, get it. Whoop, whoop.
Come on, Bambi.
Let's go.
Mic
We
check.
can hear you.
I now know that vulnerability means can't make eye contact, covering your face for dignity's sake. Talking through mouth filled with pillowcase, you say, you could have broken me then, torn me apart, and why didn't you? Vulnerability knocks me off my feet, specifically sung by Luther Vandross. Something about a gay Black man singing to a heart unknown just hits a little different. When he sings, I don't want to bore you with it, what he means to say is, you could have broken me then, torn me apart. Isn't it the brink of something beautiful? The preface, to say so much in saying face lodged in pillow, do not make a burden out of me. I don't want to bore you with my troubles, but there's something about your love that makes me vulnerable. Vulnerability has never taken space for love's sake. Rather, love is what blooms and vulnerability is the soil. My soil was malnourished. At some point got more sunlight than could be respected. Did indeed make me feel weak, and someone should have told Luther there is no weakness in vulnerability, only strength. I do not listen to Knocks Me Off My Feet alone in bed. No, I listen to it with you in our kitchen. The smell of eggs wafting through the apartment, and we danced to that savory scent, pleading with our bodies to communicate all the things we thought we could only whisper, shallowly, when bowing heads and closing eyes. Oh, but I love you, I love you, I love you. Find this song blasting at least once at the cookout. And so, vulnerability must also smell like barbecue ribs, burgers, and sweat. Must mean that being Black is to be vulnerable all the time, exposed at every corner. Our skin is love, blooms from this soil, but never weak. Someone should have told Luther there's no weakness in vulnerability. So when we fill our plates with potato salads next to cousins we haven't seen in a long while, what we do know is this feeling of being vulnerable without permission, unapologetically. Something about surviving long enough to get the grill started knocks me off my feet. To say, I don't want to bore you with it, but you will hear me. I don't want to have to do it to you, but it is what it is. I lied. I do listen to it alone in bed. when I think of my mother. She'd play this, ask us who's singing, and there was a right answer. Mr. Luther Vandross, come correct. My mom's vulnerability looks like you could have broken me then, torn me apart, but I won't let you. Something about the brink of blooming vulnerability with the self. A love from being unapologetic, savory, strong, something beautiful, knocks me off my feet.
Thank you. I'm gonna need y'all to make hella noise for that poem.
Let's go, poet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go, Bambi.
Now that's what the hell I'm talking about. Thank you so much for sharing that poem, Bambi. Whew. Man, this is gonna be such a hard slam for y'all to judge. Judges, please get those scores in ASAP. Like, not today, I mean yesterday ASAP. I needed them scores yesterday, so please get them to me. Reggie, our previous poet, received a 30, by the way. So, man, I guess the judges only sucked some of the time. So, okay, you did good on that one. You did good on that one. And I would just like to let you know that Berkeley Slam and Oakland Slam are not the only shows that we do. We also have our open mic, the Rich Oak Alchemy Open Mic. It takes place every first and third Saturday, typically at the Allen Bluford Center, but now it takes place on IG Live, and you can find it at Rich Oak Alchemy. Rich Oak Alchemy. Every first and third Saturday. So you know what that means? This Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, if you go to Rich Oak Alchemy on IG, you'll be able to follow our open mic, and it's lit. We've had like West African drumming, we've had people doing music, poetry. I think we had a dance performance. It was lit. Like, we even had somebody doing karaoke. It's hella fun. So please come join us on this upcoming Saturday. I believe it's the 20th of February. You're gonna hate yourself if you don't come, because it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be hella dope. With that said, we're going to go to our last poet of the second round. So on deck is figuring out who gets the money. It's all about the money, Lebowski. We in America, right? And being born on the stage right now, I'm going to do my very best not to butcher this name like I've been butchering it all night. Please show your love for Christina Olaji. How do you pronounce your name?
On the cravings of ancestors. When we first saw them collide, she had yet to meet herself first, so she buried this moment into the earth, named it not her. Still, it grew branches, outstretched arms tugged on her shirt sleeve. She looked down, gently asked him what he wanted. This bitter coffee after the cream is mixed boy told her he wanted to know her now, inside and out, share sugar. So of course, she heard all of her respond. The first asked why. What must you be running from to end up here with a girl who famously feeds coyotes despite her best efforts? What will satisfy your hunger for her warm bones? What secrets are you hiding behind smiling teeth and tail? What happens when we find out? The second asked, and why not? When she holds every reason to love in the center of a rib cage we built without Adam, hasn't she taught herself to find water, wandering a desert, forgiving herself for every destination that broke her heart a little bit less each time until she found it? The third asked, what makes you think she craves no body. Remember when she cut coffee out cold, how she denied herself, punished more for the wanting, the taste after she withheld. Remember the ocean's light seafoam lips spread across shoreline, how it receded, leaving the sand wet, and despite herself, it made her mouth water. So then we listened for the answers. In a week-long crescendo, it sounded like the chorus of a forgotten song. We used to sing it when we were young, cruising down the veins of our endless valley, nothing to do at night besides roll the windows down and quietly burst ourselves open. But get this, he doesn't even really drink coffee. And whenever people say that shit, it confuses her to no end how they can taste a bittersweet good morning and not want to keep coming back. She used to pray into her pillow for that kind of restraint, or was it removal, or was it easier than that? We gave up understanding it completely. Coffee, not everyone's favorite vice. It sustains a hungry yearning, but where else would her muse be? Alcohol makes her sick. Daydreaming at the sky makes her trip. She is often engulfed by a pair of eyes, but without them, isolation's a stale sip. We indulge. At least she knows when the coffee sits on the altar too long. Time to pour it out. Start again. We have survived once or twice by nurturing lovers' wounds. She does not have to. Not with her birthright of a burden she was always meant to break, a stained glass effigy built on grounds that were hallowed to begin with. So she cleans up. After all is said and done, with her limits now tested, little different, little stronger, softer this time. One morning, she pours him into a cup of coffee to write love poems for us. She did promise to drag out the pleasures, to watch the rise and the fall, to see a body for what it is, beautiful and messy, godly and holy are the hands that keep cleansing, keep pouring a fresh cup in offering to our spirit and no one else.
Damn. Please
Wow.
make maximum noise for that poem.
Wow. Wow. Jesus Christ. Lord.
Between the judging and the math, oh man, I don't know who has the hardest job now. Man, I love that poem. Thank you. And I'm gonna give the scorekeeper some time to get the scores from the judges and to do the math for both rounds. Because that, I don't know about y'all, but tonight has been a fire ass show. And we're gonna need some time to kind of marinate, let it marinate. You know, we're gonna need some time to kind of breathe it in and photosynthesize and all of that good stuff. Oh man, that tonight's show, like that's how you do a fucking Black History Month show. Like just have all the poets who touch the stage be amazing as fuck for no reason. Like I love everybody who touched the stage, and I really appreciate everybody that shared their stories today or tonight. Still waiting for the final score for Christina and for the top 3 prize winners. But while I'm waiting, I'm gonna plug just one more game. Okay, maybe it's the second to last time. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It might be the second to last time. But I want y'all to go to GoFundMe.com/F/support-rich-oak. We were able to grow during the middle of a global pandemic with your help and with your support. It's through your contributions that we were able to avoid the fate of most other shows and most other slams that had trouble converting or transitioning into the digital post-Rona era. And we couldn't be more grateful for your support. But also to continue this work that you have supported us in doing, we need more support. So if you go to gofundme.com/f/support-rich-oak, you will go a long way towards making sure that the work we do is sustained and sustainable. We are a organization that prides ourselves on supplying platforms for marginalized communities, and it's through your support we're able to do these. So I want to shout out to all of our listeners. I want to shout out to everybody that helps to make these slams happen. All of our poets who have touched our stage tonight and who have touched our stage both in person and during our virtual shows. Like, y'all are everything. Y'all are the lifeblood for everything we do. And, you know, it is our honor and our privilege to put these shows on and to make these events happen and this content happen for you. So please support that GoFundMe. Once again, at gofundme.com/f/support-rich-oak. And also, speaking of support, Bay Poets Unite is our YouTube channel. And because of that, you're going to find a bunch of amazing ass poems. Some by our feature, some by some of the poets that you've heard tonight. Hell, I think I even got a poem up there. So please check out the amazing poems that we have at Bay Poets Unite. And you can also check out all of our live stream shows at our YouTube page at Bay Poets Unite. And subscribe. I think we're about 200 subscribers, but we can always grow. We always need more. Feed me more. Cookie, cookie, cookie. Yum, 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 yum. So, with that said, the last poet, Christina, received a 26.8. Can we boo the judges for that?
Boo.
I don't mean in the chat section. I mean, like,
Boo.
literally boo them.
Gross.
Yeah,
Nasty. Ew.
That was after, which is an important thing to note because the score was high.
Oh, wow. Oh, yes. You're right. Our scorekeeper just so wonderfully pointed out that there was a time penalty, and that's the only reason that the score was that low. But there were some other scores that were kind of trash. So, like, half the time the judges were, like, dope. Half the time the judges were trash. The other half, the judges were recycling, and we all love recycling. So, I ain't going to get on y'all helmets too much tonight. So as we're waiting for the lovely, the amazing, the talented, and the intellectual Chardonnay to do all of that hard ass math that I'm way too public school educated to do, especially right now. What else do I have to plug?
Sign up link for tomorrow and for next month are up.
All right. So our sign up list for tomorrow and for Oakland Slam for March is up right now. We have just opened it to the public. You will be able to sign up to perform in tomorrow's Berkeley Poetry Slam or next month Oakland Poetry Slam. And if you go to linktree.com/richoak event, you will also be able to support everything that we got going on, from signing up to Berkeley and Oakland Poetry Slams to listening to the podcast. If you go to linktree.com/richoak event, we got practically everything for you. And now that we finally have these scores coming in third place, we have Christina. Would you like to say something? Would you like to say a word?
Sure. Just thank you everybody for coming and sharing this space on this beautiful February. So much love, I can't even describe it.
Thank you so much. I ain't gonna lie, like I need you to come back. I remember you came like a month or two ago to a slam and burnt the house down then. Like we need to see more of you because your poetry is fire. Like I really appreciate your work. Um and can you please from now until infinity, can you please tell me the correct pronunciation of your last name?
Sure, it's a weird one. It's Olage.
Olage.
Yeah.
Wow. I appreciate you being so cool about it because like I said it wrong 5 different ways and not a single way I said it was correct. I'm so sorry about that, but thank you for being so level-headed. Second up to the stage is our second place prize winner, which is unfortunately tonight for tonight's show, second and third get shout outs. We do have a $50 first place prize. But for the second place winner, who I would love to hear some words from, and who I am looking forward to shouting out for your fire ass poems tonight, please show your love for our second place participant, Bambi.
Come on, Bambi.
Thank you.
We want to hear more from you.
Oh man, thank you for liking my poems. Yeah, the real person we should be thinking right now is Damani. That's who we should really be thinking, because damn. Yeah. So anyways, thank you, judges. Thank you. Yes. That's all.
Yo, Bambi, like I know you thanked us for liking your poems, but like it's impossible not to. Everybody that touched the stage is phenomenal, and like every time I hear you perform poems, it just opens up that dark, that dark part of my soul that I locked away a long time ago where I didn't want to feel any kind of feelings or any kind of emotion. You just open up all those raw feelings and emotions with your poems. And I thank you for that. Now that the slam is almost over, I can actually say that. Thank you for sharing.
You are too sweet to me. You giving me the energy, hyping me the fuck up. Thank you.
I'm just spitting the truth, damn it. I'm just spitting the truth. Is it true that you have a book? I see a tiny URL for a book.
Oh yeah, I have a book. It is called Accidentally Ordered an Espresso. Yes, you can buy it. I think the little link is linked. It's a book. It was good, I wrote it. That's all. No sweat off my back.
I want to be you when I grow up, just to be able to say, like, oh yeah, I have a book. Like Reggie just said in the chat right now, you just said I have a book so casually, like it's not a fire ass collection. And I agree wholeheartedly with what Reggie just said. I can't wait to support you and get your book because, I look for any excuse to hear your poetry. Thank you for sharing. So, coming up to the stage now, first place prize winner, the one who wins the $50 first place prize is the one, the only, the nigga, and my nigga, Reggie.
Oh, gang. Yeah, thank
Gang,
you.
gang.
Wow, this like really weird. Yeah. Thank you. Shout out to everybody who like spit tonight. Like everybody's poems were like hella fire. Like y'all jumped out the gate like boom, we're gonna do this, and I was like, okay. Let me get my shit together then. So yeah, thank you to everybody. I know like there's a couple people in here I haven't seen or heard poetry from in a while, so I'm really glad that y'all were here. You know who you are. Love y'all so much. Thank you, Damani, for the amazing feature, and thank you, Prophet, for the amazing hosting. And I don't do this enough because I try to avoid math. But shout out to our scorekeeper, Chardonnay. Doing math on a Tuesday night, they literally could not pay me to do that. Yeah. If you would like to see more people get paid for art, you should hit up our GoFundMe. The link will be in the comment section. All of those donations go right back into paying features, paying artists, paying organizers, paying for a Zoom, paying for all of the little things that you see that makes things look pretty. All of that costs money. Yes, thank you so much. And we will see y'all back here next month.
Thank you so much, Reggie. I just want to read a comment because it just made my night. Bambi said, I just screamed, woo! And this bitch finna get crunk. But I was muted. But my energy was in it because I love you, period. So,
and this bitch finna get crunk.
I love the replay. Yes. Black History Month. Black History Month, you got like my Richmond nigga ass hosting it. You know, like you got like a bunch of, you know, you got a bunch of really talented people in tonight's slam. You know we had to be extra black, ultraviolet black, not violent, violet, like the flower, ultraviolet black. And I am so glad. Reggie, thank you for sharing. Thank you for your great words. And to close us out, because I know like we've been going on for quite a while now, I would like to thank the audience. I would like to thank the judges. I want to thank every poet that touched this stage. I would like to thank every poet that thought about touching this stage or might have been inspired to touch it next week or next month. We really appreciate you. I thank the audience. I thank the judges. I thank the poets. I want to thank the scorekeeper. I want to thank everybody in the audience that has supported us, past or present. I want to thank viewers like you. I want to thank everybody that writes, everybody that creates content. I want to thank all the creatives, because without that creative spirit, without that writing, without you turning your tragedies into triumph, why are we here? We wouldn't have music. We wouldn't have plays. We wouldn't have poetry. So I thank you. Yes, I didn't mean to give y'all PBS vibes, but this is PBS. Profit bullshitting. But with that said, we have reached the end of our slam. This has been the Oakland Oaktown Poetry Slam. I have been your host, Prophet, also known as the Hip Hop Prophet on Instagram. And I really hope to see you at Berkeley Slam tomorrow, same time at 8:30, same place on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, all that. Thank you. Okay, so I'm debuting a new stage name right now. I was going to wait till later. My name will always be Prophet, but occasionally you can call me Neon Beige. Yeah, because in this light, I'm definitely Neon Beige. I'm not liking that, but it's cool. It's cool. Enough about me. Thank you for coming to tonight's slam. I hope to see you tomorrow and next month for Oakland Slam when Ashia Ajani is coming to burn the house down for Oakland Slam. Tomorrow, Sean William is going to burn the house down for Berkeley Slam, so don't miss out. Don't be a chump. Don't be a sucker and miss out on some beautiful art made by some beautiful Black artists on Black History Month. You have been amazing. Thank you for your time, and we out.